Good morning, Straight Jesuit. I'm Joey Montroy. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, feast day of St. Peter Chanel, and a Flex Wednesday on your schedule. Thank you to Rafa Para for creating that baseball hype video. And speaking of baseball, let's throw it over to Will and Diego for our next sports update.
Welcome to another edition of CSN Sports Desk. I'm Will Turloff. That's Diego Sanchez. Sports are wrapping up right here. So Diego, go ahead and get us kicked off.
We're going to start off with golf today. The varsity team of Baird Bright, Matt Byrne, Charlie Cox, and Alex Wang had back-to-back impressive showings of 314 and 312 respectively. Their combined score of 626 is one of the best two-day scores for varsity in recent years. So they're doing an excellent job out there, Will. And make sure to check out all the daily digests, emails, and emails from Mr. Dunford as well if you are interested in being a part of this prestigious SJ golf team.
Yeah, another great year for golf. This one better, like you said, than recent years. And another team that had a really great year, some more great individual performances, was tennis. At the varsity district tournament, Reed Hightower earned the singles district championship. Alex Fistis got third place and was on his way to placing higher, if not for a leg injury in the medal round. Very unfortunate. We know Alex is a great tennis player. Reed competed yesterday at the regional tournament in Deer Park. We hope to see that he did as good as he did at the district tournament.
Great, and now moving things over to lacrosse. Although they lost in their seeding game, they're going to be playing in a game against the number 6 ranked Cy Woods on the road this Saturday at 3. Very tough road game, Will, but hopefully the Crusaders can pull out the victory. And you're not going to believe this, Will. Water polo is still making waves.
Oh my
gosh! They've been lights out. They played their first regional game where Adam Withridge had 11 saves. Great stuff from him. And they played yesterday against Stratford for a chance to go to the regional championship. So a really strong showing for them this season. Yeah,
we'll take it over to a team that we know is going to be playoff bound already. They cemented their spot a couple weeks ago. It's baseball. The team's been on a winning streak lately. They've had important district wins against Dawson, Elsick, and even against Alvin. They had a 2-0 win where Garrett Stratton gave up only one hit in a complete game.
He's been lights out this season. I've loved his pitching. I mean, great player, and he's going to Rice University as well. I mean, they're getting a great prospect. And now another team that's doing amazing is rugby. The team is 8-1-1 overall. They finished second place in their district at 6-1-1. This year they recorded the first program win over Katy and a win against New Orleans' Brother Martin. And most recently they got wins over St. Pius and West Houston. So they're absolutely eliminating all the competition. They're going to have a playoff game against Dallas Jesuit this Saturday live on CSN. Tune in for that one. And they're going to have a regional championship game against either Brother Martin or New Orleans Jesuit on May the 8th. So really strong season from rugby. I mean, they've already won state titles, but this year's is even more promising.
Yeah, a lot of great competition in rugby throughout the country and a lot of great competition in track right now. 3 athletes from the varsity team placed high enough to be competing at the state championship on May 8th in Austin. First one is Anthony Gregory. Congratulations to him. He had the best 600-meter time at 4:10.86, which is a new school record. I know he broke his PR a couple weeks ago, and I think he's broken the school record more than once now. And Reese Anderson finished second, so we had the top 2 right behind Anthony, clocking at 4:12.76. And Jace Posey finished second in his event, which is the high jump. So all 3 of those guys headed to Austin in a couple weeks. We're excited to see that. We're excited as the year's wrapping up. Summer programs are starting. The 2021 JAG Camp is almost here. So make sure to email Coach Kip if you're interested in competing in that. I think that's going to do it for us. We've got one more episode after this one. We're looking forward to see you then.
1 and 2 here to De Leon. Strikeout! Garrett Stratton gets the victory. Crusaders win 8-7. Ball game. Crusaders, your Straight Jesuit Fighting Crusaders team. The Carolina Oilers.
All right, so I'm in the car after this last game, the last home game here at Markle Steel Baseball Field. Your Straight Jesuit Fighting Crusaders just won 8-7 in a come-from-behind victory. Garrett Stratton came in the 5th, gave up 4 runs, and then ended up getting the win after some great performances from Ryan Montgomery, from James Vaccaro. Just an all-out amazing game from the Crusaders. We're excited to see them in the playoffs.
Thanks, guys. Now, we have Season 2, Episode 10 of The Hot Seat, featuring Mr. Dunford of the Theology Department, as he was nominated last week by Mr. Seaman.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 10 of The Hot Seat, a show where we rapid fire questions to get to know our teachers. I'm here with Mr. Dunford. Who are you?
Jeremy Dunford.
Where are you from?
Davis, California.
How long have you been a Jesuit?
This is my 4th year.
What do you teach?
I teach freshman theology and senior electives on C.S. Lewis and science, humans, and the existence of God.
What's the best part about teaching theology?
I get to spend my day and get paid for thinking about the biggest questions of life that most adults never have the time, energy, or effort to think about, and that's really cool.
How'd you find us?
A couple years ago, I was in a bar in San Francisco talking to like a friend of a friend who was from Dallas, and he was telling me all about Texas, and he just said, man, the food is good, and the rent is cheap, and the girls are pretty. And I went home that night, and I Googled Catholic all-male high schools in Texas, and a week later, I was hired.
Yeah, it worked. What was your favorite class in high school?
Favorite class was sophomore year English and civics as a senior.
Why?
Because that's where I really learned how to think.
Okay. What was your least favorite class in high school?
AP Bio as a freshman.
Why?
Because I could read that textbook and not understand a single word.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Is it true you do Zumba?
I do Zumba, that is true. I was duped into attending a Zumba class by some girls in college, and jokes on them, I loved it, along with one of my friends. And so we ended up doing Zumba for a couple of years in college. Flash forward a few years, and I actually taught Zumba in grad school. I taught Zumba in a bar in Costa Rica and got some free drinks from the bartender as good business for them. And somewhat indirectly, I actually taught Mila Kunis how to do Zumba for the movie Bad Moms.
Oh my gosh. Why does Mr. Seaman hate puns?
You know what? I honestly don't know. There was one time where I tried to tell him 10 puns in a row to make him laugh, but unfortunately no pun in 10 did.
What's the best PH you've ever given?
I had a freshman a couple of years ago literally clear his desk and put his notebook closed under his desk. And when I walked up to him and asked him, can you please take notes? He said, looked me dead in the eye and said, I am taking notes. And I said, no, you aren't. Your notebook is closed and under your desk. And he continued to argue with me, so PhD, natural.
What is one thing not many people know about you?
I eat popcorn like full handfuls at a time. Like I pick up all the kernels that I can possibly fit and then just like annihilate the handful of popcorn. It's not like dainty.
What is the most awkward situation you've ever been in?
When I was in 7th grade at our class Christmas party, I was forced to stand up in front of the class and do a solo a cappella performance of the song Santa Baby.
Oh.
It was deeply scarring.
How'd it go?
It was terrible.
Where'd you go to college?
Loyola Marymount University.
Where'd you want to go to college?
Loyola Marymount University.
Why does Mr. Seaman always beat you in the inflatable course?
Because lions do not concern themselves with the activities of sheep.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
My new house, actually, which my wife and I are closing on April 28th, when this episode is airing. So let's go.
Congrats.
Thank you.
What is your greatest fear?
The crippling meaninglessness of a godless world.
Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
To be totally free of pride, envy, greed, lust, gluttony, sloth, and wrath.
Do you have any hidden talents?
When I was 12 years old, I was in a taiko dan drumming group, and I actually performed all over Northern California and in Japan.
How'd that happen?
I was invited to play baseball in Japan, and I homestayed with a Japanese family that they asked, like, hey, what are your interests and hobbies? And I wrote that I played taiko, and so the people who were in charge of the program wanted this like little white kid from California to get up and perform taiko for like 200 Japanese people at the closing ceremony, and so I did.
How'd it go?
I think pretty well.
Awesome. Yeah. What's your favorite song?
Right now, it's always changing. Right now, probably Sound of Silence as performed by Disturbed on Conan a few years ago. Very specific.
What's your favorite SJET segment?
Definitely mean student perception surveys, no contest.
What is the quality you admire most in the SJ student body?
You guys are constantly asking questions and raising issues that may make me a better thinker and therefore a better person and a better disciple. So thank you.
What's your biggest goal?
Level 4 happiness.
What's that?
Perfect union with God, who is ultimate truth, goodness, justice, and beauty.
What's your littlest goal?
Make it through the next question without saying
What's your favorite item on the Sage Dining menu?
Dang it.
Yeah.
Probably the chicken fried steak, because before I moved to Texas, I had never heard of chicken fried steak, and it's pretty good.
What's your favorite book?
Why pick just one book when you can have a whole library?
Dogs or cats?
Ducks, actually.
Yeah, good timing. What do you do for fun?
Travel.
What thing can you not live without?
Functioning organs.
What's the best piece of advice you've gotten or a lesson you've learned?
Choose friends who lift you up instead of drag you down, and be the type of person who lifts others up too.
And finally, who are you going to nominate for the next episode of The Hot Seat?
Mrs. Malixie, you're up.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dumford, and thank you, Straight Jesuit. Have a great day.
Cool. What was it? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think that's all we're doing.
And that's all we've got for you today, Straight Jesuit. The next and final advisory show will come out on May 12th. And until then, thank you for watching and have a great day.